Hello friends, welcome to the channel. Hope you all are good. Today's topic of discussion is single cell proteins. Now, since the population throughout the world is rising at a very rapid rate, there is a possibility that the future generation may face a shortage of food supply. Still, when we have enough food stocks to feed the global population, world hunger is on rise and a large population remains hungry and malnourished. Therefore, alternative methods of raising food items has to be evolved. One such method is the production of single cell proteins. Now, looking into the definition, the single cell proteins are dried cells of protein rich microorganisms that are used as protein rich supplements in human foods and for animal feeds. The examples of SCP, it includes the blue-green algae, spirulina, and the most common fungi, the mushrooms. The microorganisms that are used for the production of SCP, it includes several algae, filamentous fungi, yeasts, and bacteria. Now, these microbes should strictly follow the following characteristics. First is, they must be non-pathogenic to humans, plants and animals, since these are being used as food and feed. Secondly, it must be of good nutritional value. Next, it must be easily and cheaply produced on scale. Next, it must be toxin free, that is, the microbe should not produce any kind of toxin under any circumstances. Next, it must be fast growing, and lastly, it must be easy to separate from the medium and to dry, etc. Now, let us look into the salient features of different microorganisms used for SCP production. First comes the algae. Algal SCP has about 60% crude protein content. Examples are chlorella, Scindesmus, and spirulina. The algae use carbon dioxide and sunlight as substrate, which are without any cost. Next is the filamentous fungi. Filamentous fungi has about 50 to 55% crude protein content. Examples are Agaricus, Penicillium, and Fusarium. They are usually grown as submerged cultures. Next is the yeast. The yeast has about 55 to 60% crude protein content. Examples include Saccharomyces, Candida, and Torulopsis. The yeast SCP is rich in B group vitamins. Lastly, the bacterial SCP has very high crude protein content of over 80%. The examples include Bacillus, Pseudomonas, Nocardia, etc. Now let us look into that how the single cell proteins are produced on a commercial scale in the industries. So here I am giving you an example of production of bacterial SCP using methanol as a carbon source. So the first step in the production of SCP is provision of a carbon source. So here we are taking methanol as a carbon source and then we are adding additional nutrients to it like sodium, potassium and magnesium for the proper growth of the microorganism so that it may provide a nutritious medium for the growth of the microorganism. In the next step, the medium is transferred to a pressure cycle fermenter, and here the desired microorganism is inoculated in pure state. So here we are using the bacterium Methylophilus methylotropus for the production of the bacterial SCP. This device also has an air supply since all the SCP production processes are highly aerobic except those using the algae. Now there is also a provision of the cooling device so that when excessive heat is generated, the temperature can be reduced down with the help of a cooling device. Also in this stage it is very important to maintain sterile condition to stop or prevent any kind of unwanted contamination that may affect our SCP production process. Now for this purpose the media is either heated up or it may be sterilized using the filtration process. So the fermentation continues for about 24 to 26 hours at a temperature of 35 to 40 degrees centigrade, and the pH is maintained at about 6.5 to 7 for the production of bacterial single cell proteins in this process. After the fermentation process is over, the medium is transferred to the settling tank for settling the cells, and after this it is transferred to a centrifuge where forced settling is done with the help of a centrifuge, and at last this medium is transferred to a vessel that will be performing the drying process, because at last the single cell proteins that we get in the form of the microbial cells, it must be in a dried form, and from here it is transported to the market to be sold as human foods or for animal feeds or in any other form where it can be used, such as medicines or any other food supplements. So this is all for the day today. Thank you.